Revenge! Got to get back. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, some of you guys are wondering, why did you start with James Brown lyrics? Because I want to talk about revenge. Ah! The reason I'm talking about this video, I want to talk about Canelo and Cotto. And what you guys are wondering, what am I talking about? Talking about revenge and the big payback and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm going to explain it. You guys see the title. Now, the title, it says The Secret. For some of you who are my boxing heads, this might not be a secret to you, but you got to realize there's different levels to boxing fans. Some people are young and they might not have been around for some of these fights. Some people are just now getting into boxing. For them, this might be a secret. So I'm revealing that. If you know the information, then just keep it pushing. If you don't, stick around and you know what I mean, we'll take a look at the video together. Now, I like the fight with Canelo versus Cotto a lot. I think after a lackluster 2014, we need big fights like this. And I'm looking forward to a good 2015. We've dealt with some diva demands and politics with the Canelo Cotto and also May Pac fights. And I just want to see some good quality matchups. And I think Canelo Cotto is that, with a lot of fans on both sides and just boxing in general, that this is going to catapult the sport to where it needs to be and kind of get out of the shadow of 2014. So I've never complained, and I've always liked the idea of this particular fight. And I've also stressed that I don't want to see Canelo versus Clottey. I don't want to see Floyd Mayweather versus Cotto too. Those fights don't really need to happen. This is a good matchup. That's just how I feel. I want to see something fresh. If you give me the option of a fresh matchup that's a good competitive matchup where both fighters are around the same size. I don't think Cotto's a full-fledged middle, and Canelo has been fighting at a catch weight of 155 and shit because he's getting forced out of the division. So why not have them meet in the middle or whatever they're talking about for their particular fight, maybe at 155. I think it's just all around a good fight with a lot of fanfare, and it could be an explosive event where we really get to see a lot of, I'm not going to say a lot, but some of Canelo's wins are controversial. Austin Trout, I didn't really see much controversy other than the open scoring. I had personally had Canelo winning, but the Mayweather, not really much controversy other than one judge scored it for Canelo or a draw or whatever the fuck. And then the Erislandy Lara fight, of course, that was controversial. And both sides have an argument. I personally had Lara winning, but as far as Canelo Cotto, I don't know everyone's background. I don't know everyone's upbringing, but I'm speaking from my standpoint. And I don't know where everyone's from, like I just said, but for me, there's certain things you got to do in this world and certain things you can't stand for. And I think one reason that Miguel Cotto should really be the one pushing, not Canelo pushing for the fight. One reason, the secret reason that I feel Miguel Cotto should be really pushing and gunning for a shot at Canelo is this simple fact, and here's the secret. Canelo in 2010 beat Cotto's brother, Jose Miguel Cotto. Now, some people are like, that's it? That's the secret? Yes, that is the secret, because that's also ammunition. And I talk to a lot of trainers, a lot of fighters. A lot of times fans, they don't really know the mentality of these fighters. We get on these forums, people leave comments on my video, and they say, oh, this person's a bitch, he's scared. A lot of times it's not really that. I'm not saying no one in the history of boxing has ever ducked or really been fearful of an opponent, but I'm telling you, I talk to a lot of fighters, and that's not the overall mentality. A lot of times the business is subpar or this and that. And one thing I know about the fighters that I know is they have a sense of pride. They have that fighter's mentality where they really want to scrap. Obviously, the business side of it has to make sense, etc. Now, that being said, revenge, the big payback, redemption, that's huge for a fighter. There's a lot of people just look at the physical of boxing. They look at, oh, the training, this and that. But there's beyond that. There's a psychological, that's why you see Mayweather doing certain things at weigh-ins and stuff, or people doing stare downs and stuff. It's to get a psychological edge. Mayweather versus Oscar De La Hoya, perfect example. Mayweather allegedly, they said he stole De La Hoya's bags, and De La Hoya was looking for his bag because his clothes were in it or whatever, and it kind of fucked him off because he had to go to plan B. And This is psychological warfare. These kind of psychological advantages fighters look for. And then another thing is avenging losses. Things like that are huge in boxing. And also pride for yourself, pride for your country, your national heritage, and also pride for la familia. That's what I personally feel. And for Cotto, not only if he were to beat Canelo, not only is he beating him for himself, he's beating him for his family because his brother got pieced up by Canelo. So you know what I mean? It's a good opportunity, in my opinion, for Cotto to kind of set the record straight. You look at it with Canelo and his brother fought Chavez's brother recently, and that's a big fight. That's because it's big for two families to go at it. Or even better example, look at Canelo versus Austin Trout. And Canelo talks about this in the build-up for the Austin Trout fight. One great opportunity, other than just fighting an undefeated fighter who Austin Trout was undefeated at the time, is it gave Canelo a shot at redemption because Austin Trout had previously beat Canelo's brother, Rigoberto Alvarez. And Austin Trout went to Mexico to beat Canelo's brother, and Canelo was live in the crowd, watched it, and he looked hella pissed off and disappointed. So this was not only a shot for him to, you know what I mean, put a blemish on the undefeated fighter's record and move up in competition at the time. This was a chance to vindicate himself and, you know what I mean, put a W in the win column for the Alvarez family. And again, some of you guys might not understand this, but you have to think like a fighter and kind of take it there. And I think Cotto is the same way. Your brother got fucked up. Now, I know some people, I watched that fight. Jose Miguel Cotto, he had stunned Canelo in the first round, very first round. This was, see, I put stuff in perspective. I can't speak for everyone, but me personally, I put stuff in perspective. A lot of people, I talked to people in the past, they said, oh, Canelo has a glass chin because he got rocked by Jose Miguel Cotto. This boxing, anybody can get caught with the shot, you know what I'm saying? And he got rocked with the left hook, I believe, and then Jose Miguel Cotto started raining rights in the first round. And you could tell Alvarez was hurt, you know what I'm saying? Because his legs looked very stiff. He didn't have his legs up under him, but he regained his composure. And in the second round, he actually had a flash knockdown real quick. I don't think Jose Miguel Cotto was too hurt, but that shows you this kid can fight. Like, he's a fighter in his mind, you know what I'm saying, in his heart. He's not a pussy and he's not giving up. Whether you respect Canelo, like, people always want to take it to an emotional level. I think Lara should have beat Canelo, you know what I'm saying? But people use that type of animosity and condemn everything about him or everything about Cotto or whatever fighter they like or dislike. You got to give him credit. The dude got rocked, and he got back to his game plan. His corner even told him. Another thing, put it in perspective. Canelo was 19 years old, facing a grown man. You know what I'm saying? And this was his very first fight in the U.S. He had previously fought, turned pro at 15, I want to say 15, maybe 14, in Mexico. And he had fought a lot of, you know what I mean, less than competition out there and built up his resume, his confidence, etc. This was his first fight in the U.S., and he fought Jose Miguel Cotto, who most perceived to be a good level step up without going too far up the totem pole. And he dealt with some adversity in the first round, came back composed. By the ninth round, he was just terrorizing Jose Miguel Cotto with right hands before the referee, Tony Weeks, stopped the fight. Now, again, I don't know where you come from, what's acceptable to you, but family, that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Blood is thicker than water. And if I had the opportunity, like, say someone fought my brother, it's even like, even if you look at movies, I'm a huge movie buff, you guys know that. And look at movies like Kickboxer, perfect example. Jean-Claude Van Damme and his brother had a fight with Tong Po, and his brother got fucked up and paralyzed. So the whole premise of the movie is Jean-Claude Van Damme being the underdog and trying to avenge his brother's loss because his brother's now in a wheelchair and avenge the loss to Tong Po for his family. And some of you guys still have no idea what I'm talking about. Like, there's whole movie plots based on this type of family pride and stuff like that. And I just want to see the fight. I think it's a good fight. So aside from all the diva demands and all the bullshit, it's a good quality fight. And Cotto, in my opinion, should be jumping at the opportunity, just like Canelo stepped up. A lot of people said he was fighting bums and washed up people like Shane Mosley, Carlos Baldomir, and go to my old videos. I gave Canelo hell on my channel for being drug along so slow at a snail's pace, and they were saying, "Oh, this is the future. This kid is the future of boxing." I'm like, you got to show me something. You can't just be called the future and shit. You know what I mean? That's not how I operate. I don't just jump on because people said he was the future. You got to show me you're the future. You know what I mean? But since Austin Trout has been full speed ahead and he's had good quality competition in front of him, now he's pushing for the Cotto fight. And from what it sounds like, Cotto's the one on the fence or weighing his options, stalling them out, taking long. And again, I feel like we're losing some of the fight game, like what we're fighting for. Cotto, it's a hell of a chance to get some money because Canelo has a fan base, you have a fan base. He beat your brother and stopped him. You know what I mean? It's like you can't miss with this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Mayweather, if you want to rematch Mayweather, I get it. Mayweather might be a bigger payday or whatever, but you also have to look at the fucking fans, man. Mayweather didn't beat the shit out of your brother. Canelo did. You know what I mean? You need to get that get back, that revenge, the big payback. And that, to me, is the secret. The secret of why Miguel Cotto should be pushing for this fight. He should be urging that this fight gets done. Not just, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, money is cool. Trust me, I love money. Money is very cool. But at the end of the day, money doesn't pacify every need that I have. You know what I'm saying? And again, from a fighter's perspective, I can't see how you could be a fighter and everything is only about money. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a passion about it. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Should Cotto Canelo happen? Should it not happen? Do you think that's a good enough reason or a secondary reason for Cotto to push for this fight? Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.